Okay, welcome to reading. Let's see what's coming through today, what it is you need to know for your highest good when you click on this video. I'm pretty much set. I'm just gonna shuffle 2-3 more times and then we'll get a spread. Yeah, you may be experiencing some interference at the moment, like traffic jam, like weird things happening in traffic, or like tech lagging, just like hold-ups, weird hold-ups, delays that I don't really know where it's coming from. Maybe we get more answers when I have to spread, but that's just what I'm picking up on for now. Oh my god, I just heard someone say, is it in retrograde? Is Mercury in retrograde? We don't care about retrogrades over here. Because you lot command the field, alright? No fucking planet. Although you can have an influence, but only as much as you let it. Let's see. Let the astrologists fight with me, I don't care. Send them over. 6 of Swords is the underlying energy. And we have Star, Knight of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Lovers, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, and Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Some clarification. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, the interference is it seems to be, if not distracting, it just seems to be kind of, well, for some of you it's coming through other people, like another person. It's somewhat connected to my most recent Patreon reading. If you're on Patreon, you may want to watch that first, or after this. It's the Capricorn reading. Beware of this repeat pattern showing up. If you're not a Patreon member yet, I highly urge and recommend you become a member, because all my platforms work in synergy with each other, and Patreon is my priority, so that's where the juicy stuff is at. So still, that's just a side note. I'm still gonna go through the reading with you, through the cards, but that reading, that energy is playing in here as well. There seems to be a sort of a repeat pattern, or a pattern that you have when it comes to, I'm getting a sense when something shows up that pulls at your heart, that like pulls at your heartstrings, or tugs at old wounds even, that can become an energy leakage if you don't deal with it accordingly. So it is an opportunity for healing, like that has been a big reading on Patreon as well. Like there's a whole reading around triggers and how triggers showing up are an opportunity for healing. It is uncomfortable. Not everyone wants to sit with it. Not everyone wants to sit with the triggers. That's why there's a whole fucking nation, I don't know how many, that escape the triggers, escape anything that feels uncomfortable, that is hard to deal with, typical avoidant, like typical avoidant style. And it could be that either you have your own ways of how you avoid and bypass uncomfortable feelings, uncomfortable situations trigger, and or you have a tendency of dealing with people who avoid it. So that is just an energy I'm picking up on, but also I'm staring at the Knight of Wands. So this seems to be a pattern, or this seems to be showing up right now, so that you can also, because I'm literally seeing someone pouring into Knight of Wands energy, and that has a tendency of going a bit haywire, because that will end up like you will end up feeling depleted and drained, because they will just take what they can and fucking dash with it, nuts and dash. That we love saying, nuts and dash, like no real commitment, not really planning on staying around, sticking around. So of course you're gonna feel resentment and even a sense of self-betrayal if you pour all of your life force and all of your love and all of your nurturing, warm energy into someone like that. It's not gonna feel good. But this is where the Patreon reading comes in, because this is a pattern. So if a pattern occurs, then it's an opportunity to respond differently than what you're used to, and what even may usually you don't engage in hearing self-deprecating behaviors, which is really interesting, because when I started this reading, because I redid it because I said a sentence that was really self-deprecating, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't talk that way. We don't talk that way about ourselves. And now I'm just realizing I was just picking up on the energy. So that's a lesson as well for me as a channel, that I need to, what comes through as soon as I open and I do a reading, what comes through is just part of the message. But I guess, channel aside, me as a person got triggered because, engaging in self-deprecating behaviors or talk has an effect on your energy, on your... One sec, there's really a lot of interference, and I just need to do something quick. Okay. Where were we? Yeah, it's an opportunity to alchemize the situation so that it doesn't become self-deprecating, because there's a part of you being able to catch it now before you engage into behavior that you may be used to, or what you may be doing exactly in these situations. Again, referencing the Patreon reading. Can I get a little bit more information, please, on the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers? Yeah, I'm hearing time to cut through the bullshit and do something about this, because it's just gonna keep repeating otherwise. This is the energy of it just showing up in same energy, different body. Best example of that is someone who keeps dating the same ass person in a different body, but it's the same pattern, it's the same lessons, and you just repeat it. I'm really thirsty. I'll be back. So, I don't know where I was, let me see. Cutting through the bullshit. What else? Planting new seeds. planting new seeds. And look, I love this. Is the great explanation for the energy that you seem to be dealing with. You see this dude just drinking all the water, and she's like wearing the crown, like she's holding the crown, but she's not wearing the crown. She's just sitting there looking at, we've got fucking, how much? We've got like 10, 20, 30 kilometers to go, and you're just gobbling down all the water, you dickhead. And this is exactly what Spirit wants to talk about here. You engaging in relationships, dynamics where this is exactly what happens, and you are left holding your crown. It's not that you get witnessed wearing the crown, you're holding it. It's symbolically you're keeping yourself dimmed, like your self-worth is taking hits in these dynamics. You know, they're not, why is he not offering her anything? The fuck? Okay, yeah, on a donkey is symbolic for stubborn, so there could be really stubborn energies you're dealing with as well, or you yourself are stubborn in how you're still engaged in patterns and dynamics that ultimately are not serving you. You know they're not serving you. Why are you sticking around? That is a form of self-betrayal, especially if you're aware of it, but you're hoping for change. You know by now, Knight of Wands energy, whether it's in a woman or in a man, doesn't matter. They have a level of comfort in their own ways and even lifestyle that a lot, like it won't be up to you to change them. It won't be up to you to heal them, fix them, see different perspective. Like some Knight of Wands energy can be really happy where they're at, you know. No real desire to engage deeper, like on a soul level. I want to say not everyone wants and can even carry that sort of depth that in this case the collective I read for, you lot are deep divers. Like you pick up on a lot, you probably think about a lot, like you have, I know I draw in very, very intelligent people as well. Like you have pattern recognition, you can discern and you understand how the universe speaks with, pattern recognition. We're going to keep it on that, keep it on the low, but you will know what is meant by that. And you could get easily bored in relationships, you know, you could get easily bored in surface level relationships that may look really nice and they may feel nice for a while, but after some time the void becomes louder, and that's where there's a sort of question from the divine coming through her, like, why do you keep then pouring into them? Why are you still pouring into what I just heard is a dead end? You know, there's an expiration date. So you're really gonna waste your time on that when actually you could be using that time and you could be investing it and spending it differently or with someone differently, where you're already getting what you're craving for and that you're trying to pull out of a person that doesn't even have the capacity for that type of engagement or that type of relationship. So again, it's just you fucking pouring out, time, energy, money, resources. It's your life, you can do whatever the fuck you want to, but as it, like, I'm just gonna tell you, like, I'm seeing that it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna feel drained. If you don't already, you're gonna feel either drained, you're gonna feel bored, you're gonna just feel unhappy about the choices that you have been making or are making right now, especially if on some level you already know that it's a dead end, it's not gonna go anywhere. What are you waiting for? And some of you, I'm hearing, you already have different choices. You already have opportunities for making different choices. It may just mean Six of Swords, that's the main underlying energy. It may just mean leaving something behind, something or someone. But, you know, there as well is, you may want to study a Buddhist book or read a Buddhist book about the law of detachment, because if you're attached and you get attached to a Knight of Wands, then, you know, good luck with that. Have fun. That's not, I don't wish that on anyone, getting attached to a Knight of Wands energy is not fun unless you like pain. And yeah, you know, who am I to judge? Like, it's your life at the end of the day. I can read your cards, but what you make and what you take, what you make out of the information you receive here is really out of my control. It's also not my responsibility. But I'm just smirking a bit because I just see what you're choosing over and over again, and how it's you're trying to alchemize a relationship when actually that's not what you're meant to alchemize. You're meant to alchemize the pattern that makes you choose this. I know exactly who I'm talking to, and it's fucking weird because I know who this is for. I mean, it's for collective still, but I know that there's someone I know exactly who I'm talking to. Well, it's nice you made your way to this channel, you know, I feel flattered, but yeah, you probably do need to hear this. So I have no problem laying it down for you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Let's move on. I just want to get this clarified. Well, yeah, talking about pain and liking pain, there is a bit of a, I don't know if that's the right word, masochist tendency. Actually, let me check something. Okay, this might take some time, so I'm just gonna move on. But yeah, I guess in this case, masochism, or this energy that I'm picking up on is choosing. When you choose situations, relationships that cause you pain. I mean, this is where there's a thin line, because pain and pleasure can be, you know, part of the same spectrum, but I'm just trying to find out the stubbornness, like, because I'm not sure how much pleasure there is involved in this case. Like, the pain, if it's not palpable yet now, it will come, or it will come in a sneaky way of, yeah, like feeling tired, feeling drained, just feeling like kind of starting to get a sense of like, you know, like when this is when you start feeling trapped, when you're involved and you start feeling trapped, you get that like, or, you know, just, but then it's, if you keep pouring, even though you have that sensation, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that's really going to turn the situation around? And this is very Queen of Cups energy, although I don't have that out, or I want to say Queen of Cups in reverse, when you're not fully integrated. A Queen of Swords as well alongside, that is ultimately where you draw a line, or where you understand that at times you need to draw a line, even if you think it's the most loving thing you can do to keep pouring because it makes another person happy. What about you? And the resentment will come, I can guarantee that, because this is as well, they keep giving me like timelines, and one timeline is, for example, where like a long-term married couple, or in a relationship, long-term relationship, and the danger here is settling. That's the danger. The danger is settling for a feeling, for a way of, like, yeah, settling for a relationship, and then forgetting, or even settling is ultimately when you stop wanting more for yourself, or you stop believing that the desires that will still be here, like you will still have desires even when you settle. There will always be a little nagging voice that will tell you, there's more, or this is not really what you wanted, or this is not really. So I'm hearing, why don't you let yourself change your mind? Like, you're a fucking human being, you're gonna change your mind. You may have gotten involved, or you may have gotten invested, or you're still invested, or you think you need to be invested because now it's become an obligation. But you're a fucking human being. Like, you're allowed to change your mind, you're allowed to grow, and you're allowed to evolve and even outgrow someone, whether this is in a relationship or not. I don't really give a shit. Like, it's in this case, I'm reading for you. You are allowed to grow, you're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to change your mind, and you're allowed to choose differently if it doesn't feel aligned anymore. If the person can grow with you, or they evolve with you at a pace where it feels like, mutual, there's like a dynamic that is still, I want to say, fun and passionate, and there's like a feeling of, we're in this together, you wouldn't feel this way. But in this case, it's because you are pouring into someone who doesn't seem or feel like they want to change, or don't feel it necessary, or they're just comfortable where they're at. Like, there's no real ambition here to grow into, or tap into more of what they're capable of. And this is where settling can become dangerous, because it's that rotten fruit principle. When you put, I don't know, a banana next to a rotten apple, the banana is brown the next day. Like, people will rub off on you. Whoever you spend the most time, they're gonna rub off on you. You can be as stubborn about that as you fucking want, they're gonna rub off on you. You're gonna pick up on, you're literally merging. And also, if you're in, oh my god, it goes so much, it just gets worse. If you merge, if you share, like, if you share bodily fluids, not even about bodily fluids, it's about the energy. Like, that is a sacred exchange in itself. You literally take on a big chunk of them, they take on a big chunk of you. That's why after some time, some couples start looking the same. This is a phenomena that you can read up on. I'm sure it's like in science journals, something. I'm sure someone has made has done research on this, but we know about this phenomena. So we may just not have looked at it from a metaphysical point of view, but literally your energies are merging. And if you merge it with, if you keep merging with someone who's not in alignment with you, like, who's not, I want to say, on your level, that's just what I heard. And it's not about a hierarchy, but it's about a consciousness that you embody that another person cannot embody, because they're not on that path. I just heard NPC, but I really don't want to offend anyone, but like, it's like zombie land out here. If you're gonna be a fucking zombie stuck on the phone and not, engaging and aware, and you're sitting there with thought pattern recognition, like full on matrix download just during the day while you're sipping coffee, what do you think is gonna come out of that? Again, I'm not here to fix your relationship or anything. I'm going to read your cards, and I'm going to dip again. I just had sleeping with the enemy. That's so funny. They got jokes. But they do sometimes speak in very, I want to say, exaggerated ways, but it's to make a point. That it also hits the way it needs to hit, so that this is a mirror. This reading is a mirror of your energy. This is a mirror of you, and if you're ready to see yourself, then you're probably still here. If not, you probably would have locked out 10 minutes in. But while you're still here, I am going to pull just like 2-3 more cards and just see if we can close this nicely, if there's something I've missed, or if there's something you still wanna have to say, I guess. If you have to say, yeah, the Magician, this is okay. That's the breakthrough, I guess, with the Four of Swords. So Emperor in reverse. Well, you know what that means. That means you're not, whatever this dynamic you're involved in is not a reflection of who you are at the core, your potential, the power, the authority that you do naturally have, whether this is through the bloodline you come from, you know. It's a shame. I heard don't let yourself go, but I'm not even sure that's like if that's in English. I've been getting German come through, it's weird. Don't let yourself go. Is that, I think it may be an English term as well. You know, like when you stop taking care of yourself. Or you stop witnessing yourself, I guess. Witnessing. The only reason you're here right now is because something is being stirred up within you on a soul level. Like your soul is craving the confirmation that you can already feel or have been feeling. That's why you're here. So I don't need to tell you more because the reading will have done the job. But what I can tell you to just close it out is that waiting around for shit to change is not gonna work right now. Like it's not gonna. This is where there's like somewhat of a danger, somewhat of a tendency where you're just gonna feel caged and fucking bricked up, and you're gonna get deeper into something or someone, no pun intended or pun intended, whatever. I just lost my thread. Deepen, yeah, where it's gonna just be harder. It's like you're gonna be cemented into something or someone that you're not gonna have any tools to, or you will always have the tools, but it just will be more difficult to get yourself, if you like, up here, brick, cement, then you can't, you know what I mean. So might as well, now that your soul is stirred, now, like, if you don't feel like you can do anything, because I do have Swords and I have Magician, so this is more like you're being stirred on a mental level. You may just be thinking about things, the like viscerally or on a body. Like you may not have felt the urge to take action yet, but with the Magician out, it is good to explore where your imagination is going, because that's already showing you what you are ready and willing and eventually might want to break out of. Whether this is a pattern and go to Patreon, or it can even be a mental loop. You know, it can also be a mental loop that keeps you from choosing what you're choosing when you know it's not going, I guess, anywhere, or it's not going where you thought it may be going, and then it's confirming more and more that this is not a reality that will, I'm hearing sustainable, but also that just won't, I don't know, you already seem detached, you know, like I have the Devil in reverse. You're not fully, like, I'm getting a sense, like energetically you're not as involved as you may think you are involved. Like on some levels you've already detached, so you've already been, I guess, going there is more like you can also have a full-blown relationship or even marriage where you're just full-on detached, and that as well, if you are someone who, which I do see it because we have the King of Wands out, like if you have a natural tendency of, like, you have fire, you have passion, you're passionate, you can get really passionate about projects and about people, I guess, as well. Or like a King of Wands, I want to say when you start feeling stuck or you start feeling like you're stagnating, which is already seems to be happening here because it's sideways, I just heard "get out while you can," but also I just saw it from a movie scene because what was that movie? No, it was a series. It was Joey. For anyone who watches Friends, there's 3 series of Joey. It's like him in LA, I think. It's good. It's a good show. I'm actually kind of upset that I think they already pulled out again. What's with I keep wanting to say pun. Anyway, my mind is in the gutter. It's just my mind. Don't mind me. My mind is in the gutter. But yeah, that's how I'm gonna end. Like, has already pulled out. Like, I guess literally that's energetically you have on some levels already pulled out. So this may just lead up to you somewhat embodying more of your core frequency, which is like a King of Wands is an adventurer. Like, will take action, will take risks, will go after what they want, like that seems to be your baseline. That's your natural state if and when it's nurtured or you feel like yourself. And this is as well when you get into dynamic or relationship where you start losing yourself or you forget who you are at the core. This as well, like I'm honestly, I keep getting a bit of a warning sign of settling and just, like, okay, it's good enough. So yeah, probably good you found your way here. I do feel like you got the seeds planted that may intercept something or give you the confirmation that your soul's been craving, so that you can, start dreaming again here with the Magician. Like, start dreaming again, start just witness yourself, acknowledge where do your thoughts, where do they naturally go, because that's going to give you a lot of information moving on from this reading. So I don't have to fucking babysit you lot, which I don't do anyway, but like to give you on the way, like just I'm getting that's gonna help with the next steps, that you just acknowledge where your thoughts naturally go. You don't have to have it all under control. Like, you don't have to fucking, like, feels like having a stick up your ass, keeping it all contained. Like, live a little, or at least allow yourself to live like, I think you get the drift. I'm just repeating myself and just saying it in as many different ways as I can, but I think you got the message. So yeah.